Crossbreeding is when you allow two different species of fish to reproduce. Line breeding is where you selectively breed individuals within a species to encourage desirable traits. Overseas, this has seen many interesting varieties be created, but in Australia, we must be very careful not to allow fish to crossbreed, as it dilutes the purity of the limited number of species that we have available to us. Due to very strict quarantine laws, we are only allowed to import fish on the allowable import list. So, all other species need to be treasured and preserved. If anyone crossbreeds fish that we can't get new bloodlines for, that species will end up being lost to the Australian hobby. Unlike overseas, we can't just import new specimens. We have to deal with what we've got, as they often cannot be replaced. If crossbreeding is allowed to continue for a long time, all the similar families of fish would mix, meaning that only crossbred fish would be available. Though crossbreeding can produce the odd lovely fish, most will be dull and irregular. To stabilize a crossbred line, it takes many generations of selective breeding in order to breed the genes into dominance. All of the undesirable offspring produced during this pursuit would have to be terminated, or they would flood the market, destroying the purity of those species. Fish can be bred by putting them together on purpose or by accident, breeding them in situations such as display tanks. It is very important that any crossbred fish that is produced within your care is never sold back to the market. These fish have no value and need to be kept by you or humanely terminated, as they are likely to be misidentified and bred with pure fish, quickly distorting the species that we have here in Australia. This is very easy to do, particularly when someone breeds a pure fish with one that they think is pure. If this is allowed to continue, eventually most species that we enjoy today will become unrecognizable from each other. It's like we'll end up with our own Australian version. Over the years, countless numbers of species previously available in Australia have been lost. If every breeder became accountable for maintaining the availability of even one rarer species for preservation, not economics, we could stop losing so many fish to the hobby. Line breeding can produce more desirable colors and features within a species, but the process of breeding recessive genes into dominance can create other issues that need to be monitored, such as deformities. It is important for breeders to keep introducing new bloodlines to reduce issues with inbreeding, which is when siblings or cousins are allowed to breed. The quality and color of any fish is really a result of good genetics, water quality, husbandry, and the quality of the food given. If you breed fish, please become a member of the PIAA and communicate with us so we can help support ethical, sustainable practices. We encourage you understand what and why you're breeding a species before you start, as animal welfare must always be the highest priority. Before you start breeding a species, you got to ensure you have the facility to raise them, and we encourage you check the demand of that fish so that you're confident that you can find those fish a new home once they grow up after you've bred them. If you need support, please become a PIAA member and communicate your intentions with the aquatic director. Contact Aquarium at piaa.net.au. For more information, please subscribe to the Pet Industry Association of Australia Aquatics on YouTube.